Namaste. So tonight I'm going to read Book 7, Chapter 29 on the birth of the Bhagavati in the house of Daksha. Om Vakratum Namakaya Surya Koti Samura Nira Vigaram Koti Samakaya Om Ekadantaya Grim Vakratuna Om Gam Ganamadiru Om Gam Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Saksham Miyari Nisa. That's it. Vyasa said, O king, thus I have described the glory of the Devi. Now I will narrate as far as I can the excellent lives of the king of the solar and the lunar dynasties respectively. They all attained their excellent glories simply because they were favored by the grace of the highest Shakti. They were all the great devotees of the supreme deity. All their prowess, bravery, prosperity, and all their glory, know that those all were derived from the mere parts of the Parashakti. O king, those kings and others as well were able to, out of the three of this world, by the acts of their knowledge, simply because they were the devotees of the Parashakti. So with all the care possible, the Lady of the Universe is to be worshipped and served. Men should avoid worshipping any other gods, as people avoid the husk to get the grain instead. O king, by churning the ocean of the Vedas, I have got the jewel as the lotus feet of the Parashakti, and I think that I have discharged all my duties and think myself satisfied and successful. Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, and Isvara are the 4 feet, and Sadashiva is the plank overhead. Thus, these 5 form the seat on which the Devi is seated. There is no other deity superior to her. To show this to the ordinary ignorant people, the Mahadevi has taken this seat composed of the 5, Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, Isvara, and Sadashiva. Superior to these 5, what is stated in the Vedas as Vyaktam, and in which all this universe is shown, as it were, crosswise and lengthwise, lying in and through, that is Bhuvaneshwari, the goddess of the universe. Note, Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, Ishvara, and Sadashiva are the regions or the presiding deities of earth, water, fire, air, and Akasha. No man can be free until the goddess, when men will be able to encircle the Akasha of the 4th dimension as if it were an antelope skin, then they will be able to root out the miseries of the world. Without knowing the nature of the Devi, i.e. impossible. Thus the Svetas Vataropanishad says, those that were engaged in meditation, dhyana yoga, they saw the Devi covered by the gunas sattva, rajas, and tamas, and the forces incarnate respectively of the several devas. So to make the human birth a success, first avoid all companies, be it out of shame or fear or devotion or out of love. Then bring the mind and keep it steady in your heart, and then be devoted to her. Consider her as the supreme. This in the Vedanta. And then Dima, the declaration of the Vedanta. Whoever takes the name of the Devi, either in sleeping, going, or resting, or in any other condition, he is certainly freed from the bondage of the world. No doubt, O king, so worship the Maheshwari with all the care that you can. Go on step by step. First worship her Virat Rupa, cosmic form, then Sukshma Rupa, subtle form, and then her Antaryami Rupa, inner form ruling within. Thus, when your heart is purified, worship the Parashakti of the nature of Brahma. Beyond this Maya, this Prapancha Ulasa, of the nature of existence, intelligence, and bliss. When the Chitta heart melts in Parashakti, then comes the real Aradhana, the real worship. So dilute your heart in her, O king. Thus I have described to you the sanctifying deeds of the extremely devoted kings of the Parashakti, who were noble-minded and religious. One who will hear this will acquire fame, dharma, intelligence, good end, and merits that have no equal. Now what else do you like to hear? Janamejaya said, O Bhagavan, in olden times, the world mother Parashakti handed over Gauri to Hara, Lakshmi to Hari, and Saraswati to Brahma. Born of the lotus form, the navel of Hari. Now I hear that Gauri is the daughter of Himalaya as well, of Daksha, and Mahalakshmi is the daughter of the Ksiroda ocean of milk. They were all originated from the prime Devi. How then Gauri and Lakshmi came to be the daughters of others? O great Muni, this is next to impossible, so my doubts arises. O Bhagavan, you are quite competent to cut off all my doubts. So, by your acts of knowledge, cut off my present doubt. Vedvyasa said, O king, here I am telling you this wonderful secret. You are greatly devoted to the Devi, so nothing there can be that I cannot disclose to you. Since the time the Great Mother gave over to Hara, Hari, and Brahma, Gauri, Lakshmi, and Saraswati, respectively, these three devas, Hara, etc., were performing their task, preserving, etc., O king. Once on a time, certain Danavas named Halahalas were born. In time, they became very powerful and in a short time conquered the three worlds. What more than this, that they, being elated with the boon granted to them by Brahma, took their forces and invested the Mount Kailasa and the Vaikuntha regions. Seeing this, Mahadeva and Vishnu both made preparations for war. A terrible fight ensued between both the parties. For 60,000 years the battle lasted incessantly, but the result was stalemate. Gradually, there was a great cry of consternation in the two parties, when Shiva and Vishnu, with great effort, destroyed the Danavas, O king. Shiva and Vishnu then returned to their own houses and began to brag of their powers before their own Shaktis, Gauri and Lakshmi, whereas the demons were killed on account of the Shaktis of Gauri and Lakshmi. Seeing them boast, Gauri and Lakshmi laughed not sincerely, whereon the two gods were very much angry. They, under the magic spell of the Pramaya, insulted them and even used offensive languages. Gauri and Lakshmi quitted them and disappeared. A great uproar then arose in the worlds. Both Hari and Hara became lustreless due to their insulting the two Shaktis. They become powerless and unconscious and turned out mad. Seeing this, Brahma became very anxious. Hari and Hara are the two chief deities. How then? These two have become unable to perform the actions of the world. What is the cause? Why this calamity has sprung up out of season? Will there be a pralaya, a general dissolution of the world out of some offense when no actions are being done? I know nothing about these. So how can I find a remedy? Being thus very distressed, he began to meditate with his eyes closed in the fourth dimensional space and in the heart. O king, the lotus-born Brahma then found out by his meditation that this calamity was brought about by the great wrath of the Parashakti. He then tried to find out the remedy until Hari and Hara did not regain the former natural position. Brahma began by his own Shakti to carry on the functions of them both, viz. that the preservation and destruction for some time. The religious-minded Prajapati quickly called his son Manu and Sanaka, etc., the rishis, for bringing peace on the two great gods. When they came to him, the great ascetic four-faced Brahma told them, I am now busy with many more works, so I am unable to carry on my tapasya. By the wrath of the highest force, Hari and Hara have become somewhat distracted. So, for the satisfaction of the Parashakti, I am performing the three functions, i.e., those of creation, preservation, and destruction. So you both practice this hard tapasya with the greatest devotion and bring about her satisfaction. O sons, do such as Hari and Hara, gain their former states, and then be united with their own Shaktis respectively. Your fame will increase thereby, no doubt. Rather, that family where the two Shaktis will take their birth will purify the whole world, and that man himself will be crowned with success. Vyasa said, O king, the pure-hearted Daksha and other mind-born sons of Brahma, hearing the words of the grandsire, expressed their desire to worship the Parashakti and went to the forest. Here ends the 29th chapter of the 7th book on the birth of the Bhagavati in the house of Daksha in the Mahapuranam, Srimad Devi Bhagavatam of 18,000 verses by Maharishi Ved Vyasa. Om Jayanti Mangalakari Bhadrakari Kavandragashma. Om Jaitu Devi Chandra. Om Mangale Mahakale Shive Sarvata Sadavishma. Om Tuya Mata Chabita Tuya Shanti Shanti.